All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are having a great holiday. We actually got NFL football on later today. Of course, along with NBA. But I actually scratched that. It's past 1 o'clock, so I think the Chiefs at Steelers game has already kicked off. Then we got the Texans at Ravens later, or it could be Baltimore at Houston. One of the two. In any case, there was a massive report that came out this morning or early this afternoon from Adam Schefter suggesting that Pete Carroll has expressed interest in the Chicago Bears head coaching vacancy. Right now, obviously, the Bears are looking for a head coach. They're not looking for a general manager. And Chicago right now, I would say, is probably viewed as like the top job. You have Caleb Williams there. You have a lot of talent. You have some offensive playmakers. They do have a lot of things figured. I mean, the defense, man, that's a unit with a lot of potential. And, I got to be honest, I'm actually pretty surprised to hear Pete Carroll's name being thrown around, not because of his, coaching prowess or tenure, obviously, but just because he's 73 years old. He is someone who, he's currently employed by the Seattle Seahawks. Like, he's a part of that Seahawks organization. He's getting paid really, really well. And if you start factoring in these jobs, New Orleans, the Jets, maybe the Giants, or in this case, the Chicago Bears, it is my kind of thought process, and a lot of people's thought process was, is someone who is already, still with the team that, has a great gig, that is 73 years old. And it's not like the Seattle Seahawks just outright fired him. It was kind of like a mutual title change within the organization. Is someone like that, someone in that position, willing to move literally across the country and really start over again with a new team and a new roster and a new front office and try to build something again? Now, again, who knows if Pete Carroll's actually going to be getting head coaching interviews. But there's also this new rumor that came out since that report suggesting that Pete Carroll wants to return to the sidelines again. Now, does that rule out every other team? Or is Carroll just, is he laser focused on Chicago? Again, just assuming that these reports are true here. It's a tough discussion. Here's what I would do if I'm the New York Jets, if I'm Tannenbaum, if I'm Rick Spielman, Woody Johnson. I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling. It does not hurt. It does not have any, there's no negatives that could come from calling, talking to, sitting down, even if it's just over a Zoom call, right? Just getting, putting those feelers out there, right? If Pete Carroll's interested in becoming a head coach again, and the New York Jets, obviously need a head coach, I really don't see the harm in the Jets reaching out and saying, hey, would you be, down to return to become the, head coach of the New York Jets? Like, is that something that's on the table? Now, obviously, the interviews have to go well. I'm not, sitting here saying, oh, the Jets need to hire him. He's my number one choice. There's a lot of things that need to be worked out. But again, I want the New York Jets to be proactive. I want them to be, eager to talk to multiple candidates. I feel like we're already, down that path with general managers, with all these different guys that the Jets have already interviewed. That's awesome. I think it's a great first step. And, one thing that's actually interesting, if we think back to when Pete Carroll was hired in Seattle, that was one of the rare situations where an organization hires the head coach first, and then the head coach, again, Pete Carroll, then helped hire Schneider, the Seahawks general manager. So maybe there's another kind of strange power dynamic that happens, again, if the Jets were to, talk to him. And again, there's a lot of assumptions here. Would Pete Carroll be down to, again, move across the country? Would he be down to rejoin the New York Jets after, being the Jets head coach before in the past? Would he even consider it? I don't know. Would the Jets consider him? I'm not too sure. All I'm saying is, if I was in charge, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling. There's no negatives that could come from a sit-down interview. None. It goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You could just cross his name off the list and continue to move forward. Because you never know who, the diamonds in the rough. You never know which interviews are really going to hit and which interviews are just going to, bomb, unfortunately. So, yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Again, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having a great time, a great holiday. And, yeah, talk soon. As always, go Jets.